The other day I wrote another poem, and I thought the subject would be of interest to you. So anyway, this is a recording of it. Anyway, I hope you like it. This performance isn't going to be stellar, obviously. 'Cause I've got a bit of a cold. But anyway, this piece is called Superpower. Dear Prime Minister, I would never vote for anyone who lacked vision, whose policies were more bland than boiled appeasement, whose compromises and indecision in dealings were sleazy and smothered in double-speak speeches. I would never vote for anyone who would tread water in sink-or-swim situations or waffle in times of feast or famine. I'd vote for no one with a handshake that felt like squeezing a cold, dead salmon. Because I want a leader with personality, a death grip on reality, to bend the forks of the roads of fortune towards the broad sunlit uplands and take the flock out of desert sands. For I've no patience for fat cats and technocrats talking into their hats when the time for talking is past. No, I need a leader who understands strength and silence, who believes in the difference between security and violence. All the old cynical political operators and bean counters, I'm done with them. And I know, Prime Minister, you're not one of them. No, you're a man with a plan, a Calgary Chinook shaking up the old order across this great land. So many satirists have called you tongue-tied and icy-eyed, but I say you've got fire on your side. For the words you speak are bona fide, your ambitions have been clarified. I believe what you say, Prime Minister. And that is why I'm terrified. Because as we reach the climax of our climatic crises, as cancer rates soar along with petroleum prices, precisely as our nation falls in quality of life indices, as the rate of resources devoured brings us to a civilization-wide 11th hour. You say you want to be an energy superpower. My God, where do I start? You want to be an energy superpower. Fair enough, you want to specialize. You're not building tanks or nukes, I guess that's wise, but my God, man. Do you know what happens to superpowers? Do you think they get best wishes and congratulatory flowers? Where do I begin? With the fall of the Habsburgs and the giant chins, or how Imperial Spain flew apart at the hinge, or how the fires of Rome left half the world singed, or how the words Soviet Union still make people cringe. You don't have to read a Chebe to know that things fall apart, and you can't replace the cloth of society at Fabric Mart. You can't buy into survival or put salvation in your cart. Because civilization is an art, and art imitates life, imitates art, imitates life, so don't start sending minions, spouting hired opinions, continuing the ripping of limb from limb of our body politic. It's more foolishness than sin. It's mistaking devilry for the divine. But you're no god of mine, you're Frankenstein. For you are implanting two black arteries across our home, putting steel and flame over flora and loam. One's going south, one's going west. The first, the suckling mouth that we know the best, the United States. Not so united these days, but still stately. And I wonder greatly if your energy crusade fallacy may in fact be a case of superpower jealousy. Well, we'll see. Meanwhile, the Chinese tiger-dragon power metaphors looking for more fuel looks across the Pacific Sea, specifically at where the Western pipeline terminates and tankers commence, hauling oil dark as the firmament, and bankers with penchants for learning will learn this. We are suckers for temptation, and what we can't ignore, we will. And if as we snore we kill, we will wish the doomed sweet dreams. For that's all energy superpower is. It's a dream wet with oil like an adolescent boy's fantasies, except instead of panties, you, Prime Minister, seem to fancy power surging in pipelines and uranium mines, and I don't know if it's a crime. If all the rest of the world watches droughts loom, and more tropical sicknesses and gloom, gales grinding down continents till they look dead as the moon, to pretend everything's fine. Maybe. Maybe not. But it's damn irritating. And if we didn't have dams irrigating dry lands, or switched ACs for simple fans, or lived with a little less, it'd be difficult at first, I guess, but we could speak up a little more. I think I'll take the train to Ottawa, and I'll walk on, and I'll knock on your door, and I'll say I don't care if my lawn turns to wildflowers, and I don't care if I only have a 3-minute shower. I only ask you to be brave and fair, because, Prime Minister, I don't want to be part of a superpower.